Have you ever wondered why some people completely transform their lives, while millions of others stay exactly where they are? They wake up in the same bed. They complain about the same problems. They dream the same dreams. Year after year. They don't fail because they're stupid. They don't fail because they're unlucky. And they certainly don't fail because they lack potential. They fail because every single day, they make one small decision that feels comfortable. One more hour of sleep. One more episode. One more excuse. One more promise that tomorrow will be different. Tomorrow. The most dangerous word ever created. Tomorrow has stolen more dreams than failure ever could. Because tomorrow never arrives. Please subscribe my channel. I promise I will try to make better contents for you. Like and comment below. Thank you. It disguises itself as today and whispers the exact same lie again. You can start later. Think about it. How many times have you promised yourself that you would change? You said you would wake up earlier, exercise, read more books, learn a new skill, build a business, save money, become the person you've always imagined. But instead, days became weeks, weeks became months, months became years, and suddenly you realize that your life hasn't changed. Only your age has. Here's the truth that most people refuse to accept. Your future isn't decided by one big decision. It is quietly shaped by the tiny choices you repeat every single day. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you vote for the life you don't want. Every time you choose discipline over excuses, you vote for the life you've always dreamed of. Success isn't an event. Failure isn't an event. They are both habits. Most people spend years waiting for motivation. They watch inspiring videos. They read powerful quotes. They feel unstoppable for exactly 15 minutes. Then life happens. The alarm rings. The weather is bad. They're tired. They're stressed. And suddenly motivation disappears. That is why motivation has never changed anyone's life. Discipline has. Discipline wakes up when motivation is sleeping. Discipline keeps moving when emotions disappear. Discipline doesn't ask, "How do I feel today?" It asks only one question. What must be done? That single question separates ordinary people from extraordinary ones. From this moment on, forget motivation. Forget waiting for the perfect time. Forget hoping your life will magically improve. Because hope without action is just another excuse wearing a beautiful disguise. The life you dream about is already waiting for you. But it has one condition. It will never come looking for you. You must become the person capable of earning it. And that journey starts with discipline. Comfort is expensive. Not because it costs money, but because it quietly steals the future you could have had. The strange thing about comfort is that it never looks dangerous. It feels safe. It feels harmless. Sleeping a little longer doesn't seem like a problem. Skipping one workout doesn't seem important. Watching one more video doesn't feel like failure. Putting your goals aside for one day sounds reasonable. After all, it's only today. But life isn't changed by one day. Life is changed by thousands of days. The problem is never the single decision. The problem is the pattern. Every repeated excuse becomes a habit. Every habit becomes your identity. And your identity becomes your future. You don't become successful by accident. You don't become average by accident either. Both are created the same way. One decision at a time. Imagine two people standing at the beginning of the same road. One chooses comfort every day. The other chooses discipline. At first, there is almost no difference. They look the same. They earn the same. They smile the same. People cannot tell them apart. But time notices. Time remembers every decision. After 1 year, the gap begins to appear. After 5 years, the difference becomes impossible to ignore. After 10 years, people call one of them lucky. What they never saw were the thousands of invisible choices made when nobody was watching. Greatness is built in silence. Nobody applauds the early mornings. Nobody celebrates the lonely nights spent learning. Nobody notices the sacrifices. They only notice the results. The trophy. The business. The confidence. The success. People love the outcome. But very few are willing to live through the process. Because the process is uncomfortable. It demands consistency. It demands patience. It demands discipline. The world teaches you to chase pleasure. Discipline teaches you to chase purpose. The world says, do what feels good. Discipline says, do what makes you stronger. Those are two completely different lives. Every time you choose the easier path, you become weaker. Every time you choose the harder but meaningful path, you become someone your future self will be proud of. Remember this. Pain is temporary. Regret lasts much longer. The pain of waking up early disappears in minutes. The pain of exercising disappears in hours. The pain of studying disappears in days. But the pain of wasted potential can follow you for an entire lifetime. One day, you will wake up and realize that life gave you everything you needed. Time, opportunities, ability. The only thing missing was the discipline to use them. And that realization hurts more than failure ever could, because failure teaches. Regret only reminds. So before you choose comfort again, ask yourself one simple question. Will this decision make tomorrow easier or make me stronger? Because every answer is writing the story of your life. There will come a day when nobody is watching. No audience. No applause. No encouragement. No one telling you to keep going. That is the day your character is revealed. Because discipline is not proven in public. It is built in private. Anyone can work hard when people are cheering. Anyone can stay committed when everything is going well. But what happens when life becomes difficult? What happens when you fail? When you are tired? When you are disappointed? When your progress is invisible? Will you continue? Or will you stop? That single decision separates people who only dream from those who actually achieve. The truth is, success is incredibly boring. It is doing the same important things again and again and again. There is no secret, no shortcut, no magical morning routine, no perfect moment, only repetition. Every champion repeats the basics until they become unstoppable, while everyone else keeps searching for an easier way. Most people underestimate small actions because they cannot see immediate results. Plant a seed today. Nothing changes. Water it tomorrow. Still nothing. Keep watering it for weeks. It still looks like nothing is happening. But beneath the surface, roots are growing. Strength is forming. Life is preparing itself for the moment it finally breaks through. Your discipline works the same way. Every book you read, every workout you finish, every distraction you resist, every promise you keep to yourself is building roots nobody can see. Don't quit just because the results are invisible. Invisible progress is still progress. One day, those roots become impossible to hide. People will ask, how did you become so confident? How did you become so successful? How did you change your life? They will think it happened overnight, but you will know the truth. It happened every single day, in every small decision, in every difficult moment, in every time you chose discipline over comfort. Never forget this. The strongest people are not always the smartest. They are not always the most talented. They simply refuse to stop. They understand something that most people never learn. You don't have to be perfect. Some days your progress will be fast. Some days it will be painfully slow. And some days, your only victory will be refusing to quit. That is enough. Because consistency beats intensity. A person who improves just 1% every day will eventually leave behind someone who waits for the perfect opportunity. Perfection is impossible. Progress is available every single day. Stop comparing your journey with someone else's. Their chapter 20 cannot be compared to your chapter 1. Your only competition is the person you were yesterday. Become slightly stronger, slightly wiser, slightly more disciplined. Then repeat. Again tomorrow. And the day after that. Because one day, you won't recognize the person staring back at you in the mirror. Not because your face has changed, but because your mindset has. And once your mindset changes, your entire life begins to change with it. At the end of your life, No one will ask how many excuses you made. No one will care how many times you said, "I'll start tomorrow." The only thing that will matter is who you became. Every single day, life gives you two choices. The first is easy. Stay where you are. Stay comfortable. Stay distracted. Stay average. The second choice is much harder. Grow. Learn. Improve. Keep going. Even when nobody believes in you. The hardest battle you will ever fight will never be against another person. It will be against yourself. Against the voice that says, "You've done enough. You can skip today. It doesn't really matter." That voice sounds kind, but it has destroyed millions of dreams because it always offers comfort in exchange for your future. Never negotiate with that voice. The moment you start negotiating, you begin losing. The strongest version of yourself is waiting. On the other side of discipline, every difficult decision you make builds a stronger mind. Every promise you keep builds stronger character. Every challenge you overcome builds unstoppable confidence. Confidence is not something you buy. It is something you earn. You earn it by doing what you said you would do. Again. And again. And again. Most people think discipline is a punishment. It isn't. Discipline is freedom. It gives you freedom from regret, freedom from laziness, freedom from fear, freedom from becoming someone you never wanted to be. Without discipline, life controls you. With discipline, you begin controlling your life. Think about a river. When water has no direction, it spreads everywhere. It becomes weak. But when that same water is focused through a narrow path, it becomes powerful enough to shape mountains. Your energy is the same. If you waste it on distractions, nothing changes. But if you focus it every day on one meaningful goal, you become unstoppable. You don't need to change your entire life today. You only need to win today. Wake up when you said you would. Finish what you started. Keep one promise to yourself. Then do it again tomorrow. Small victories create unstoppable momentum. Momentum creates habits. Habits create character. Character creates destiny. One day, people will admire your success. They will admire your confidence. They will admire your discipline. But they will never truly understand how many silent battles you fought to become that person. Because the greatest victories are the ones no one else ever sees. So when life becomes difficult, smile. Because every challenge is giving you an opportunity to become stronger than you were yesterday. And every time you choose discipline, you prove something important. You are no longer controlled by your emotions. You are controlled by your purpose. 1 year from now, you will not remember the excuses you made today, but you will live with the consequences of them. Life doesn't reward good intentions. It rewards consistent action. The world is full of people who wanted to become successful, people who wanted to become healthy, people who wanted to build a business, people who wanted to write a book, people who wanted to change. Wanted. That single word has buried countless dreams. Because wanting is easy. Doing is rare. Every sunrise brings a question. Will you choose comfort? Or will you choose growth? No one else can answer that question for you. Not your parents. Not your friends. Not your circumstances. Only you. The person you become tomorrow depends on the choices you make today. Not once. Not twice. But every single day. You don't need to be the strongest person in the room. You don't need to be the smartest. You don't need perfect conditions. You only need one thing. The courage to keep your promises to yourself. Because every promise you break teaches your mind that your words mean nothing. But every promise you keep builds trust within yourself. And self-trust is one of the greatest forms of power a human being can possess. There will be mornings when your bed feels warmer than your dreams. There will be nights when quitting feels easier than continuing. There will be moments when nobody notices your effort. Keep going. The seed does not break through the ground the day it is planted. The sunrise does not appear the moment the night begins. Great things take time. Be patient. Not because success is slow, but because greatness is being built while nobody can see it. Every difficult decision is an investment. Every disciplined action is a deposit into your future. Every distraction you resist makes you stronger. Every excuse you reject makes your character deeper. One day, you will look back at this season of your life. You won't remember how tired you were. You won't remember how difficult it felt. You will remember one thing. You refused to give up. And that decision changed everything. Never underestimate the power of a single day. One day of discipline becomes 1 week. 1 week becomes 1 month. 1 month becomes 1 year. 1 year becomes a completely different life. This is how ordinary people become extraordinary. Not through talent. Not through luck. Not through miracles. But through discipline. Repeated long after the excitement has disappeared. So before this video ends, make one promise. Not to me. Not to anyone else. To yourself. Promise that today. You will take one action your future self will thank you for. Read 1 chapter. Exercise for 30 minutes. Learn 1 new skill. Start the project you've been delaying. Take the first step. Because the first step is always the hardest, but it is also the most important. Remember this. Your dreams don't need a perfect moment. They need a disciplined person, and that person can be you. Starting today. Have you ever wondered why